right up, let's laugh and fight. Heroes rise and fools take flight. Power levels, stats don't track. Plot armor's got my back. Masked ideals, a hollow prize. They rewrite fate with painted lies. Stripped of soul, the stories break, but legends stand, no force remake. The jesters act, no need to frown. Flip the script, we turn it around. Laugh at the hype, roll with the fun. If I'm the punchline, the joke's just begun.
There we are. Hey,
Once
how's it going?
again, Rumble's doing a little
Oh, is it
thing.
still having some issues? All right, we'll get all that sorted out. But yeah, it's
It's saying too many requests, and I don't know why.
you know what, Rumble is a little bit finicky when it comes to this. We'll get all that stuff sorted out. But for right now, if nothing else, we are live over here working on YouTube. I can see it on my phone, so I think we'll just have to go with that for the time being. And we'll try to get all this Rumble stuff all sorted out, see exactly what's causing the issues over there. But yeah, how's your weekend going? How's your Thanksgiving and everything else?
I mean, mine was pretty good. It was just me, my grandmother, and a friend of hers.
Nice. Yeah, mine was pretty low key. Didn't really do much of anything really. I'm I'm at my sister's house with her sons and whatnot, but there we don't have like a really serviceable kitchen because the way the house was built, there's just like there's not a range that works or an oven or anything like that. So it was just pretty low key day. I think I had like some pizza or something. There's nothing extravagant, but I did play video games a little bit, which was nice. Some of which we'll be talking about today. When we get into everything else. Yeah, it's been a nice laid back couple days. It is a holiday weekend, obviously. Black Friday deals and all that kind of wonderful stuff going on.
Alright, we should be live on Rumble now.
Yeah, oh, good. I'll double check here in a second. But yeah, it's been a fun couple days. I received a game that we will be talking about quite a bit today. I would imagine. I got Expedition 33 gifted to me, so I've been playing that quite a bit. And I also got Arc Raiders gifted to me as well, which I haven't got a chance to get into because I've been looking into Where Winds Meet, which we will also be talking about today. But
I just bought the War Sales, I think is the DLC called, for Bannerlord.
right, nice.
It adds a Nord faction and also boats. So you could do naval warfare now.
Right. Yeah. Now, at some point in time, I'm planning on getting the DLCs for Stellar Blade and going through that again.
Are some of them like limited to what's it called? To PlayStation?
Possibly. I don't know. I have it on Steam, so I couldn't really say. I do have a PS5, but I don't really do all that much with it. So it did come through handy the other day when you asked if I could do some research into Where Winds Meet, because it is not Steam Deck verified, and I can assure you it will not be anytime soon, because I did try to install it on my Steam Deck at first, and that did not go well. But I'll talk about that more later when we get to that, if we do.
I don't really go into looking for Steam Deck related stuff because I don't own one yet.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying, my Steam Deck is effectively, my daily driver. It is the computer that I'm using right now to do this live stream.
Gonna buy
Um,
the GameCube.
I will definitely plan on getting a Steam machine because you know this is kind of a little side tangent, but the Steam machine in conjunction with the Steam Deck, a whole bunch of people are like, oh, is a Steam Deck still worth getting? 2025, it seems like it's a couple of years too old and it's out of date, whatever. Well, here's the thing: if you get a Steam machine, right, especially if you have an OLED version of a Steam Deck, you will be able to use your Steam machine as a game server and keep all your, of course, you can install games on your Steam Deck, but if you wanted to just install stuff on your Steam machine primarily, and
Me
then,
personally, I'm looking forward to the new VR headset they made.
well, that has some interesting implications as well because it has an ARM 64 processor. So when they do get around to a Steam Deck 2, it will probably be built around the architecture that's in the headset. But if you get the Steam machine and you have a Steam Deck, like I was saying, you can actually, how the PlayStation Portal will connect to your PS5 if all that. So you'll be able to do that kind of stuff if you have a Steam Deck and a Steam machine, effectively making it, a passive device. So you can travel with it and get more battery life out of it and play your games remotely through the internet off of your actual Steam machine, or even if you just have just a general uh, computer system that runs Steam, you can do that way as well, and it definitely makes everything a lot smoother. And if it doesn't want to work for you using the Steam Link software, you can of course just install Sunshine and Moonlight and do it that way as well. So yeah, I'm definitely very interested in the Steam products that are coming out, and I will be getting, most definitely, if nothing else, I would suggest to everybody the Steam controller when that comes out. That's gonna be that's like the best controller ever.
I don't
I
know,
do
it
not say
looked
that lightly.
weird.
Oh well, I can tell you because it's the exact same thing that's built into the Steam Deck, minus
The
the screen.
controller, I mean, like how the controller functions, I feel
Hmm.
like it'll be a bit weird.
Oh no, no, no! It functions just like any other controller would. Plus, it also has haptic touchpad inputs, which is no different than on a PS5 controller. How it's got this touchpad up here at the top. That's basically all it is. Is this touchpad split into two different halves, and then they have functionalities built into it. And then it's also got four programmable buttons built right from the get go. So and within that, you can also do capacitive touch um, built into the thumbsticks. So there's so much going on with a Steam controller, the new one. As much as the first one was kind of oddly shaped and a little bit ahead of its time. I still kind of wish I would have gotten one of those back when they were selling them for $5 when they were liquidating them. But uh, owning a Steam Deck, I can firmly say that the Steam controller built on that architecture, plus with magnet-based control sticks, so you never really have to worry about changing them out. It will be a controller that will last you a good 10, 15 years,
Yeah, I'm looking
more than likely.
forward to the headset because it's supposed to be cheaper than the Index, but
Oh yeah.
also it's supposed to be like I don't think it's wireless. I think it can be wireless, but I think it will come with wires so you can actually like
Uh,
use modded VR games and stuff. And
well,
if they don't offer the wire, I'll just buy it because like I feel like in order for me to play with mods, I would obviously need to hook it up to my PC.
so it's going to interface. It has SteamOS built into it, and
Yeah,
so it already has its own capable operating system. If you have a Steam machine, then you can do Wi-Fi based connection on a proprietary, um, you know,
I
uh,
don't know, dude. The amount of mods I want to install, I feel like it'd be a bit too much.
well. if you use the headset, um, kind of tethered wirelessly, because that's its whole thing. It's not, it doesn't have all the cabling and all the other stuff. So it because it's using a dongle, a Wi-Fi dongle that uses proprietary communication protocol, so that you can do everything wirelessly through Wi-Fi, which I think is pretty nice when it's all said and done with. But with that said, though, we do have some people here that we should probably say hi to that have joined us in the chat. Which thank
Yep.
you everybody for popping in. Looks like we've got ICTXF. I'm not quite
It's a
sure.
bot. I banned it.
Gotcha. Yeah, it was first one in. Of course, it's got to be a bot. It's on Twitch. That makes all the sense. And then we got our own bot here, but this one's actually doing good business. And then, hey, I know this lady. Hey, Toasty.
Yo, what's up?
Toasty. Yeah. Hi. Hope you're doing well and having a fun-filled weekend thus far. So yeah.
Well, I could probably cut this up and just make it into a shorter video too, talking about the Steam
Oh,
product.
sure, easily. But with that said, I suppose we should probably get into the things that we're here to talk about today. So I guess,
The Game Awards first.
indeed. Let's, yeah. So we'll be talking about the Game Awards today. First up, and I guess we're probably just going to go into what the various nominees that and all the possible awards and what our thoughts are on it, or.
Well, I've been spoiled to some of them, like the Game of the Year, but I mean, I think see, I could see it either going to Hollow Knight or what's it called?
Hmm. Well, how do you want to?
Expedition 33.
Yeah. Well, how do you want to cover this? Do you want to? Because I know you have a video. It looks like.
Yeah, I have the actual Game
Okay.
Awards video.
Okay. So should we cover that first and then get into the actual
We can
various
go into it.
genres, or?
Yeah, we can go into
Okay.
it and go section to section in the
All right.
video.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, let's head over there for that then, and I guess just give our thoughts as we go through.
I'm gonna skip to the video though. I don't care about their welcome at the
Yeah,
beginning,
no
to be
worries, no
honest.
worries. Yeah. I don't need to. We don't need to watch the whole thing. Clearly,
So
we're just here
best
for the.
performance first.
For Best Performance, the nominees are Ben Starr for Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Charlie Cox for Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Erika Ishii for Ghost of Yote, Jennifer English for Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Konatsu Kato for Silent Hill F, and Troy Baker for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. For Best Ongoing
All right.
Game,
So what is
Isn't
your?
I think swear I know who Troy Baker is. Isn't he in a lot of
Oh,
stuff?
Troy Baker's like, yeah, he's basically the voice actor that's in everything. Remember correctly, I think. Is he Nathan Drake, or is that no? That's Nolan North. But yeah, Troy Baker. I believe. Uh, when Mark Hamill is not doing the voice for the Joker, I believe he is. Amongst many other
Really?
things, I think
Does he
so.
do an impression of Mark Hamill, or is he his
No,
own like
I think he does
style?
his own thing. But I think, yeah, he's voice acts a lot of different roles though.
I think when it comes to the politics of this, it's safe to say it will go to the chick who was running for Expedition 33.
Quite likely. Which, hopefully,
There's no way that Ghost of Yotai will get it. I doubt it.
I think that they are being kind in just nominating that game, because yeah, it's sold all right, but it is currently having diminishing returns. It's kind of the way that when we get into it, Death Stranding. I think Death Stranding's including being included in the Game Awards in general. I think is just because Jeff Keighley is fascinated with Hideo Kojima and wants to be his son. It seems, but when you get down to like was Death Stranding 2 really a great game? I don't know so
Isn't
much.
Kojima like the fucking what's it called of the gaming industry? Tarantino for a certain thing he likes?
Uh, I mean,
Is there
he's
any truth to that?
uh, what's the question now exactly? Because
So
he,
like I've heard that Kojima or some like it might be not be Kojima, it might be
huh?
someone else, but I heard that he has like a thing for a certain body part that is weird.
Oh, well, yeah, like Quentin Tarantino. We were just talking about this earlier over on the Weekend Culture. He has a foot fetish. Hideo Kojima, I don't know that he necessarily has anything like that.
I know there's some
But
like game dev that's Japanese. I know they are Japanese. I'm not sure if it's Kojima though.
yeah, I couldn't say. I couldn't say. I know that Kojima definitely, like there's a lot of people who are like, oh, he's misogynistic and he tries to take advantage of women and roles and things like that. But I can't say that I've ever seen him be too obsessive about anything specifically. Uh, but yeah, you can definitely tell with Quentin Tarantino, he's all about the feet. Yeah, like,
But I think we can make predictions. I think it'll go to the Expedition 33 chick.
mhm.
What do you think?
Uh, I think that I'm trying to remember what I said on Will's show because my predictions today might be a little bit different from over there. But with the way that it stands currently, uh, I would think that because Silent Hill F, I don't see them necessarily.
No, I don't
I
either.
think that was kind of not to say that
Apparently, it
she's
wasn't
done
liked by Silent Hill fans either. Like
right.
the game itself.
Right, right. So yeah, I don't think that she did a bad job or anything. I don't think that I don't think that that one's going to win. But so and Erika Ishii, just I think that they're going to try to give some nominations there, but that
Mhm.
game I don't think is really going to do all that well in terms of actually getting awards. And given that half the nominees are from Expedition 33, yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's going to go to the woman amongst them because
I'm surprised they allow that many fucking nominations for one game in the same in the same thing.
right. Well, Will and I kind of have a speculation that Sandfall Studios is uh, is going to be seduced by the game industry, and they're going to try to turn them into more of the same. Like even though they're
Kind of
seemingly
like Hollywood
right,
corrupting new talent with like
right,
their
right, right.
fucking rituals and shit.
Right, right. So yeah, they're going to try to basically just entice them with all this stuff and get them to be a little bit more willing to be pliable and compliant and playing ball and going along with all this diversity, insanity, and whatnot. Which clearly, as we found out from her recent win, the gal who is nominated.
I
Uh,
genuinely think that's why she'll be picked too because of that like outburst
mhm.
at the what was it, the golden joysticks or whatever.
Right, 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 right. Yeah, yeah. Nice, easy points for diversity and
But
whatnot.
also
So
points for actual gamers, like because Expedition 33 was amazing apparently.
yeah, no, I keep hearing great things about it. Like I said, it
I'm
was
just
gifted to
not
me. So
into like JRPG or adjacent games.
see, that's the thing. That's the thing. It was gifted to me, so I'm very appreciative. And everybody talks about how great the story is. So I am going to play through it, but I don't think I'm gonna be as enamored with it as everybody else because I haven't played a JRPG since Final Fantasy X. Once I played KOTOR 2, and Fallout and things like
KOTOR
that.
is amazing.
Yeah, I
I
don't
never
really.
played it, but some of the writing I've heard through like quotes and stuff, it's really good.
hmm Yeah, first one's really good. Second one was kind of compromised because they forced it out so quickly. But if you
I
get it
thought
on
the second
PC,
one's story was better though,
yeah,
just
yeah,
it
if
was
you
buggier.
Yeah, if you do get it on PC though, you can definitely that people have modded it to take care of those shortcomings that were happening with it initially. So um, it's definitely
Let's let's keep going. So
yep.
best on is would Marvel Rivals be considered a best ongoing game?
Well, I mean, it came out a year ago, and so they're putting out new content all the time. They just put out
The
the
new camp or the
the new
new game
skin for
mode.
yeah. There's a new game mode. They got a new skin for Venom. We were talking about last night. I believe Rogue and Gambit are being added in. So, um,
I'm gonna be honest. I don't
yeah,
care that they like in Marvel Rivals particularly that like they have like gooner skins for like fucking like women and gay guys too. Like the Namor skin that's like him in a fucking speedo or some shit. Like I don't really care about that.
hmm
Like it's like literally the whole point why Marvel Rivals is so popular is like it's a good game but also sex appeal.
right.
It really is like both of those. But let's see what's
The
nominated.
nominees are Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, and No Man's Sky. For Best Mobile Game,
Yeah, I would. If it were me, No Man's Sky is one of the rare exceptions in gaming where it has built back an audience and made good on its promises just by putting its head down and getting to work and so
I
and they
don't know.
constantly put out
I feel like that takes away points though because like yeah, they redeemed themselves, but they shouldn't have gotten in that situation in the first place.
well, I mean but that was some time. The fact that they have for years now seems like nearly a decade at this point that they've been continually
They don't
supporting this
really
thing,
monetize it
give
either
no,
besides the
and
thirty
that's what I'm
dollar price
saying,
tag.
right? And that's what I was about to say is that you pay for the game, and then you get free updates, and so given that that's the way that they go about doing it, you know, I think that I would call that easily to
I
me.
mean, compare it to like Elder Scrolls Online, where every fucking expansion is like $60.
Right. Right. And so that's what I mean by in terms of actually giving support and long-standing goodwill, even if it started with a little bit rocky, uh, and unfortunate as that was, it's not as like though they just, tried to get one over on everybody. They legitimately, sometimes people make mistakes and if they try to make good on making amends, then I don't think that that's something that should be held against them in terms of actually rising above
I don't
the
when it
difficulty.
comes to which I would vote for
Sure,
versus what is like actual reality, I would want Marvel Rivals to win.
right.
But like I know because that game isn't really okay with their standards of like their dumb standards of like, oh, everything gotta be ugly and shit. Well, I
Mhm.
think it's gonna either go to Final Fantasy 14 just because of how bad it's gotten. Like I heard that game was good a while ago, but like every update is just dog shit upon dog shit now. But they also have like certain elements in that game that like are popular with them, so I would go that one or what was the other ones? Either Helldivers
Fortnite,
or that
yeah,
one. I
Helldivers.
don't know about Fortnite.
I don't I'm only mentioning it because it was one of the nominees. I have no care for Fortnite whatsoever.
I
But it
just
makes a shitload of
played
money.
the recent like the Homer Simpson fucking
Mhm.
Simpsons update. I played it with my brothers, but I don't think it's gonna win because like that 90% of the vote is like game journalists. So obviously, I feel like it's gonna be Final Fantasy 14 or like the Helldivers because Helldivers was also like proven compromised, but like and like
Well, more often than not, these words are stealth marketing. Uh, especially with Keyless.
I don't think Marvel Rivals would pay for like the like obviously I feel like some of these are rigged. Like you could pay however much money just to win the award, and it's bullshit.
Mhm.
Because like I swear, like there's like I feel like Nintendo when they want to win something, they will buy out the judges.
Oh well, there's a lot of the Game Awards. Is partially an award show, and then the other part is a trailer debut, kind of all this kind of stuff. So and that's what I mean when I say stealth marketing. It is very much when you get into the ins and outs about how award shows work. There's a lot of money that goes into even being considered to being, presenters, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, the whole thing. I don't really care much for award shows, quite honestly, and I find that awards
Yeah,
are,
I like the one
but
that Craig did though.
even that I'm kind of like, it's better. But if I have my choice on December 7th, next week, the J Awards, Jay Viper will be doing an award show, and I like he did it last year, and I prefer his to anyone else's. The Real Game
I
Awards,
like Craig's
cert
because I like it because everything's voted on by fans instead of like fucking journalists.
Yeah, I mean, it that certainly has a little bit more authenticity to it than the Keeleys do. But even still, like I say, I find most awards to just kind of be it's just your opinion. I don't need. It's
Well, it's
nice,
a
I suppose,
general
but
census when it comes to like Craig's because like it's a group of people deciding on the nominations and the
sure,
actual winners.
sure. But all I'm saying is, in general, I do not like awards. In
Yeah.
general, is what I'm saying, is like the work should speak for itself, and if it's good, it will. And what
Well,
tends to
we've had
happen,
shit like is it the Grammys? It's called like forever now. Like we've had it for like I want to say at least 50 years or something like that.
right? But again, like that's just one of those things. Those, is it nice to be recognized? I suppose. But
Well,
for me,
Eminem
I
was
don't.
like really pissed that like when I heard there's like drama that Eminem all fucking I go like one of his songs literally mentions the Grammys and like how he was supposed to win but they fucked him.
Yeah, but yeah, again, it's like I said, I don't really much care for awards in general. I'm not. I If I end up watching this, it will only be because I need to. Which is basically what happened last year. Otherwise, I haven't watched the Game Awards in easily over a decade, until last year when I needed to for keeping up to date with you know current events.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't care about the mobile game, but we might as well see it
The nominees
anyways.
are Destiny Rising, Persona 5 The Phantom X, Sonic Rumble, Uma Masume Pretty Derby, and Wuthering Waves.
I
Me personally, I like the horse game, so
I couldn't tell you anything about any of these. I'll go with I would just, I don't know. All I can do is
well,
on
you've
brand
probably
recognition.
heard of Masume or something like that. Like everyone's been memeing it
No,
forever now. Come on, you haven't heard a passing mention of it?
no, I'm a 45-year-old dude. I
But
don't.
you're on the internet, like, come
Yeah,
on, you're tuned in. It's not like you're some 45-year-old dude on the couch watching TV and working
right,
7 8
right.
hour shifts. You know?
If there is something that I've seen, I'm not aware of it. That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't know. I don't pay attention
But
to.
you were saying it like you're cut from all contact of
Well,
online
no. What
shit.
what I'm saying is, when I'm not doing streams and I'm not, doing research for stuff like I work on things, and but I don't really spend much time on X. I don't really, do. I do my work, and then I just kind of, I got enough going on. I don't really pay attention to a lot of the.
You don't know the premise of Uma?
I have no idea.
Well, pretty much it's do you know like it's a horse racing game, right? But all the horses are anime girls and they're actually horses from real life that are
Hmm.
like famous, like Japanese horses. There's even some British ones that go racing, and it's like actual horses just made into anime girls with like horse ears and tails.
Oh no, I mean, I vaguely heard something about this, but I don't. Yeah, I couldn't. This is the most I'm hearing about
All right, well, I'd want that one.
it.
I want that one to win, but I don't
Okay.
think it will.
This year's nominees for Best Art Direction are Clara Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silksong.
This one, I mean, it's either Silk Song or it might be a throwaway award to Ghost of Yotai.
Art direction. I mean,
It might be a throwaway award, like they
I,
want to give something to
well,
Yotai.
right. I suppose. Well, that's kind of my thought on, because they put Death Stranding in for Game of the Year. It's not Game of the Year. It shouldn't even been nominated. Um, so that's kind of where art direction. I think that Death Stranding 2 has more chance here probably than anywhere else that it's nominated,
Yeah, but Death
because
Stranding doesn't
this is a
really have
technical
the
award.
politics they're looking for.
Right, but it does have Hideo Kojima and Jeff Keighley again.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
can you? I mean, can you really influence enough like fucking journalists? Because it is voted on by journalists. It's not just Jeff Keighley, you
Oh,
know.
I'm well aware it's not
Can you
just
really
Jeff Keighley, but
influence enough to overtake like Ghost of Yotai?
uh yeah, if I don't know that Hideo Kojima in 2025 has the same um kind of weight that he had 5 years ago when Death Stranding, the first one, came out, because it ended up being such an obtuse kind of title and everything like that. But he is still Hideo Kojima. So, if there's a way that you can go and get a technical award to Hideo Kojima, to Death Stranding, to a game that is a Sony exclusive, at least for the time being, try
Yeah,
to
I'll
drum up.
probably go to PC.
So that's where I'm saying, like, like, this stuff is, to me, I look at these things as stealth marketing. I'm quite cynical about it when it comes to the game, to award shows in general. But I
But I'm only cynical about this one because I know how bullshit it is.
right. But in terms of art direction, though, I mean, when you talk about the diegesis of Death Stranding, everything in it, as weird and strange as it is, it all relates. It's all within its, kind of umbrella. Um, so if you are going to give it something, this is one of those things where I can say, all right, well, at least it's consistent. It's consistently weird, but it's consistent.
Also, they have Clear Obscure, which like their art direction was phenomenal. Which
Oh
like
yeah.
they if anyone should win, it's Claire, but they won't give a sweep to Claire Obscure,
Right,
you know?
right, and that's kind of the way that I look at it. Like, there's just about everything that it's nominated for, it should be getting awards for. But with that said, though, I think that they are going to,
Who
you know,
knows? They might give it to Hollow Knight. I know that that was really popular and it could win.
right. Yeah, it seems like another game that could be given a lot of praise, through the process. So,
All right, let's. What do you think will win now? These though, you going with Death
oh
Stranding?
yeah, I'm still sticking with Death Stranding.
All right.
For Best Score in Music, leveled up by Spotify, the
Wait, so is this fucking paid for by Spotify? This
Mm-hmm.
section?
Yep.
nominees are
Okay.
Christopher Larkin for Hollow Knight Silksong, Darren Korb for Hades 2, Lorian Testar for Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Toma Otoa for Ghost of Yote, and Woodkid and Ludwig Forsell for Death Stranding 2 on the Beach.
I'm sorry. Like, when it comes to this one in particular, Claire Obscure, everyone praises the music in Claire
Mm-hmm.
Obscure. So, like, there's no way this one's not going to them. Like, no matter how much bullshit you do, Claire Obscure is the clear. Like, they can't fuck. Like, they can't fuck with Claire Obscure with this one.
It does seem like the standout amongst these. Um, I have the score. I have the soundtrack. I have 6 vinyl collection of Death Stranding, the original. Um, but for the second game, um, maybe once I play it, maybe I'll kind of be back at the new like, oh yeah, but uh, I don't think that it has quite the same. Um, I don't know. Yeah. I think that if it's not Expedition 33, it'll probably be Silk Song. But Expedition 33 does seem like the
Was Soap Song's music really that good, or was it praised a lot?
a lot of people tend to think that it's pretty amazing, and it does have a soundtrack that has sold quite well. In addition to, but um, with that said, though, I did get Claire Obscure put out a free download for an hour and a half long 22 track um, album that you can get over on Steam with a 30-minute cut of one of the main themes of the game itself. So uh, knowing just with what's there, yeah, I think that this is Claire Obscure, and if not, I would say more than likely Silk Song. And even if Death Stranding does actually have good music within it, because Ludwig Forsell, I could say the score work in Death Stranding
I
one
mean,
was
he
quite good,
sounds German, so clearly he should be the best at music.
but uh, but the Wood Kid, which is a band. When the Low Roar was kind of the mainstay for the first Death Stranding game, and Wood Kid has kind of taken that space, it seems. Um, so but I don't think that it's going to be quite enough, because I haven't, you know, Death Stranding 2, the first Death Stranding sold over 10 million copies. Death Stranding 2 has not even sold 2 million. So,
We got
if
uh, we gotta get through this though.
yeah, yep.
Beach. The best audio design
What's wait? So, no, I know I said we gotta get through this, but what's the difference between audio design and fucking the music and soundtrack? Like,
Well, audio design encompasses all sorts of things.
so it
It,
should
it,
also encompass the music and soundtrack. Then,
well,
why?
that is a part of it, but audio design is, especially within games. Games is like 3-dimensional spaces. How do you go and you know?
nominees are Battle
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
That's right. No. But yeah, for stuff like this, like you're talking about sound effects and everything.
So like literally like for Battlefield 6 in particular, explosions,
Hmm.
vehicles blowing up and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
All right.
Battlefield 6, Clair Obscure Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Ghost of Yotei, and Silent Hill F.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I feel like this is the one they'll give Ghost to Yotei.
Hmm.
I feel like maybe the other one is too like centered around Death Stranding, but this one, like, obviously music is too important. They'll give it to like fucking Claire Obscure because they don't want to anger everyone because it's a clear winner. But this one, I mean, so there's Silent Hill F. I don't think Black Ops 6 is going sorry, not Black Ops 6. Battlefield 6 is going to win it. Like that game is good, but I wouldn't say its sound design is really that well.
I couldn't say. I haven't played
I
an
played
FPS in
it a
quite some
fair
time.
bit, but I mean, it's just your average shooter. Like it's nothing really that like I want to say like unique about it from
Hmm.
other Battlefields or shooters. Maybe Silent Hill F could win, and this could be like one of their wins. But like, I feel like they're gonna give this to Yotei.
Possible. I know that they got like a whole thing about the wind in that game. So if you can hear the wind, let alone see it, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, sound design. It's a technical award. So technical awards are there to so they can get games the ability to have Game of the Year editions, even though they're not necessarily all that great, but they can still go and play and
When
get
it
the
comes
game of the
to
year winner.
of the year editions, it should only be for ones that win game of the year specifically. I'm sorry,
well,
like
I understand your perspective on that, but that's not
I'm
marketing.
sorry. I know it's just so dumb. Like, so did Fallout 3 win? Because they have a Game of the Year edition, but like, did they win Game of the Year? I feel like they did, right?
I can't even recall at this point in time. It's so long ago.
I know.
But
I
game of the year is additions are just kind of it's marketing. You know,
yeah.
even you don't have
Best
to be the best to put it on a box.
What is this bullshit?
adaptation was added to the Game Awards in 2020
Okay, I don't care. Just get to the award. I can skip.
for Best Adaptation. A Minecraft movie, Devil May Cry, Splinter Cell Deathwatch, The Last of Us Season 2, and Until Dawn.
I
For
don't
best
care about any of those, to be quite honest. Like
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like they're gonna give it to The Last of Us season 2.
I suppose I think that they're all dog shit.
Well, I think it's more so because of political reason than anything
Sure,
else.
sure, but I can't even. There's nothing there that I
Well,
actually
why
even
isn't
want
the
to win.
Sonic movie on here? Didn't it release this year?
I'm pretty sure it was within this past year. Yeah,
It should have been on there then because everyone should know that Sonic was a video game before it was like a TV or anything.
right, right. But again, that's one of those things where it's like I can't even care about most of the stuff that they mentioned. I have no interest. Will not
Well,
watch.
I'm surprised they didn't put the. Well, I guess Fallout is releasing like in December, but like, I think they're definitely gonna put it down next year.
I was kind of surprised that they didn't have Fallout in there amongst like there's so many other things that came out
Well,
this year that
Fallout came out. I don't think Fallout came out this year. I think it was last year.
well, right, but in terms of when they do this award show stuff, like,
Well, I
time for
think it's too
consideration.
late. Like December, like that's when they do the awards. So you
Right,
can't
right, right,
really.
right. But that's the reason why I think that, I was kind of surprised that Fallout Season 1, because same thing, it came out about a year ago. When they put out that first season, not really enough time for
Well, it
even
was
consideration.
nominated last year. I thought.
Was it?
Yeah, it was nominated. I could have sworn.
Hmm. All
I
right.
think because like I remember like a YouTuber I watch, he hated that it was nominated for an award.
Okay. I could have swore that it came out, around this
Well, you
time
can
or
look
even
up
later.
real quick. Let me open up a new tab on my second
But
monitor.
but yeah, this
Uh,
this best adaptation award is like all that stuff is dog shit. In my humble estimation and personal opinion, I wouldn't watch any of those. I haven't, and I'm not planning on it.
yeah, it was nominated for best adaptation in 2024.
Okay, all right. So I guess that would be why it's not nominated here now. But
narrative. The
Oops, yeah.
yeah,
All right.
outstanding
Sonic should have.
nominees are
Yeah, Sonic should have been on there. Like it's bullshit that wasn't.
Claire Obscure
It
Expedition
is best narrative.
Mm-hmm.
33,
They
Death Stranding 2, On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and Silent Hill F.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. They can't bullshit this one and give it to anything other than fucking Claire Obscure.
Not having played through it just yet, but knowing how many people are on about it, yeah, I would imagine. And I
They
know that
can't bullshit it at all. Like,
right, right. Yeah, because again, this is the thing where Death Stranding's not sold well enough to resonate. So how can you call something a good narrative when people don't even give a shit about it? So yeah, I think that it would have to be Expedition 33.
none of these people, like, most of these people just didn't care for. Like, it wasn't that they were bad. Well, some would argue like some of them were bad. It's just I feel like most of them were mediocre versus Claire Obscure.
Right. Well, I couldn't say about Death Stranding 2. I enjoyed the story of Death Stranding 1, and
I
I
can't. I
very
don't
well
like the
might.
gameplay of
And
Death Stranding.
well, that's you and a lot of people. I very much do, and I know that I'm in the minority on that. But you know, the mechanics of it, because I know for a
Well, it's
lot of
not
people,
really a minority when 10 million people bought it and played it.
right? But what I'm saying is, I know that I'm in the minority of people that actually I can look at the records. You know, I platinumed that game on PS5. I was
Yeah.
probably one of the first people to actually create the road on PlayStation 5, and even still now on Steam after the fact, when it came to Steam, did not sell nearly as well because everyone thought it was going to be one thing, and it was clearly not what everybody anticipated, and so it had a big fall off. And that's where I'm saying, based on that, most people don't give two shits about the story in Death Stranding, and the mechanics of it for a lot of people.
I do like that
You
so
know,
many Japanese games, like when it like for instance, the Silent Hill game that was canceled, it also had, what is his name, Norman Reed, I think it is,
Norman Reedus.
as like the face of the MC at Silent Hill, the one they canceled.
PT, yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah,
feel like that was gonna be so good though, but then we got Silent Hill F that like completely, because they remove all the fog and stuff, which makes Silent Hill apparently.
right, right. Well, I'm pretty sure that the fog is in this one that's set in Japan.
Well, I heard that like they updated the game afterwards that made it way less scary apparently.
Okay, well, that would be a foolish thing to do because yeah, the volumetric fog is kind of part of the
I'd
experience.
have to like see before and after, but I feel like it was a post game patch, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Best Community Support celebrates community support. Here's nominees are Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky.
This one, best support.
Seems like another similar award to the other one for community.
I would have to give it to Baldur's Gate. Like, isn't their modding scene actually really good?
I couldn't say. I haven't. I didn't really get in on Baldur's Gate 3,
I know that there's like, well, for instance,
but I know it's quite popular.
Helldivers could also win because there are mods that literally change everything to be Star Wars.
Right.
It's like, it's really funny to
when
see.
you right, but if you're talking about community support, if they're talking about in terms of like on forums,
Oh yeah,
Discord
no,
servers and things like
no,
that,
no.
then
Then
no,
Helldivers wouldn't
no,
win.
no,
Well, they
because
might win
their
because
community
it's the
manners
right
are
people.
right. Their community manners are complete and utter fucktards. You know, they're the worst part of Helldivers.
I'm gonna
Is
be honest, I don't care about games for impact. That's like the fucking,
oh
oh,
yeah,
we included like fucking,
Your
it's
nominees
so
for Games for
dumb.
Impact are
oh yeah.
Consume Me, Despelote, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage.
What the-
There we are. That is the worst game in this will win. This will win, and this is the worst game that has come out this past year. Worse than South of Profitability, worse than Dustbin. This is dog shit. Bloom and Rage, Lost Records is yeah. This is terrible. This
Why?
is
What's the
it's
story?
this is all right. So this is Sisterhood of Traveling Pants, but lesbian witches. I'm not even joking. If you want
So
to,
is this worse than Yotai though?
oh yeah, this is worse than Yotai. This is worse than Veilguard.
Shadows?
Yeah. This is terrible.
For what Shadows does to Japanese like lore though? Like, is it really worse?
This game specifically is built around DI. Like this is your diversity, whatever. This is set in the 90s, but it's not really the 90s that I remember growing up in. But this is
Why
Sister
do
of the
I feel
Traveling.
like they
This is
are gonna reference like the Satanic Panic and shit?
well, that was more in the 80s
Well,
to
it was in
early
the
90s.
90s
It was
and
in the
it was in
very
the thousands too.
right, but the early 90s.
I
You know,
don't know. I feel like when I was growing up too, like my parents, like born
right, but the satanic
1999.
right, but the satanic panic that is referred to, that had a lot to do with D&D. It also had to do with Tipper Gore going on about music being, destructive, and that's where the parental advisory stickers came from.
But I
I
feel like it also expanded into the thousands with like
oh, it's
Pokemon and
it's
stuff.
never gone away entirely. But what I'm saying is, being born in 1981, I could tell you that the Satanic Panic, that was a 1980s, early 90s kind of thing, and then it became a little bit
Well, it's what led
muted.
into all this fucking liberal bullshit in the gaming industry too. Because
Well,
like because no conservative wants to actually like participate in fucking culture of like gaming or anything like that. They see it as childish.
there's extremes on both ends. To be fair, and
But the
so as
extreme
bad
of the
as bad as these games for impact are, the opposite to that would be people saying, "Oh, all this stuff is so depraved and demonic." Um, but this game right here, this game is the worst thing, but it'll probably win. This is the worst thing. If you
we
want, if
didn't
you if
get
you if
through.
you want to, if you ever want to, give yourself a rough time, go and watch the trailer for this. It is the
All
worst
right.
thing. Yeah. Maybe
South
we'll
of
go, 2
Midnight.
weeks.
But this you still think he'll win with South
Yeah,
Midnight here?
yeah, because this was south of profitability, and it's
Also, I love how in South of Midnight they literally make you pick cotton for what was it, power ups or
mhm.
something?
Oh, but they call it floof, right? Right.
I'm sorry. It's
But
like
yeah,
they're trying to be counter racist, but it just comes off as racist. Like
right.
actually,
Right. And this is another game where you play as Kim Bel-Air, but this is just one diverse, woman of color, whereas there is a whole coven of gay lesbians,
so it's
witches,
literally
and
the acolyte.
right. But 1990s witchcraft, and it is not set in the 90s. That's where the girls first meet up, and then years later, they all have to. Yeah, it's a stupid coming of age, frumpy, you know, frumpy mess of just women, and all their, just insanity. It is terrible, but it will win.
And Wonderstop.
I've never heard of Wonderstop, but let's just
I haven't-
focus
yeah.
Category
on
of
that.
Best
I'm not worried.
Multiplayer. The nominees are Arc Raiders, Battlefield 6, Elden Ring Night Rain, Peak, and Split Fiction.
For this one, I feel like you'll go with either Elden Ring Night Rain or like I mean I don't want Arc Raiders maybe, but also I could see it going to Battlefield 6 as well.
Right. Arc
Battlefield
Raiders
6
is
was very popular.
Yeah, Arc Raiders is very recent, so it might kind of get in on the recency, because it is the new hotness. Like I said, I have a copy of it. I haven't had a chance to play it, but everything I hear about
Well,
it
it's like an
is really
extraction
good.
shooter,
Oh
right?
yeah. It's an
I
extraction,
hate how that genre
survival
never can
extraction.
like I feel like that genre can never like win. I bought a few extraction shooter games. I don't like Tarkov, so I won't
Mhm.
play that. But besides Tarkov, I feel like none of them survive.
I know it's not Tarkov, but it is based off of it. Escape from Duckov, with the duckies. That's only $20. That seems like it's pretty cool, and somebody actually went and modded it to make it a multiplayer game. So, uh, but yeah, it'll probably end up being Elden Ring, because they generally skew a little bit more console heavy in these
Wait,
things
that
than they
was
do.
more so console than on PC?
Well, I mean, I know I'm not saying that Elden Ring doesn't exist on PC, but I don't know that is Arc Raiders on console. I stopped paying attention to console stuff, so
I think it's on Xbox. I'm not sure if it's on PlayStation though.
right.
Well, let's keep
But
going.
yeah.
Oh,
Best
you
Oh,
want
no,
to
no.
say something?
No. I'm hopeful that it's Arc Raiders, I suppose, at this point in time, because it's a game that I
Is
own.
this best independent game?
Nominees are
Mhm.
Absolem, Ball Pit, Blueprints, Clair Obscure Expedition 33, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight Silksong.
I
Okay.
feel like this one will go just because so many other ones like got so many awards. This one will go Hollow Knight.
Right, right. This was my reasoning on Will's channel when we did the predictions over there. I believe that they will give this one to Hollow Knight because actual game of the year is going to go to Expedition 33, and so they got to find a way to kind of spread it out a little bit.
They're gonna say a bunch of bullshit, aren't
Best
they?
debut indie game recognized
Shut up.
nominees are Blueprints, Clair Obscur Expedition 33, Despelote, Dispatch, and Megabonk.
This one might go to
Megabonk
Dispatch.
is it Megabonk? Is the guy removed it from? He said he didn't want to be in contention because this isn't his first game.
Yeah, wow,
Can't
it
remember.
is debut indie. Yeah, I think it'll go Dispatch.
Probably, yeah. Especially given when we were just on the Week in Culture earlier today, they are a very ESG friendly kind of company.
Well,
Evidently,
I
and
heard it was still a good game,
oh
though,
yeah, yeah,
even if it
right, right,
is.
right, right. But what I'm saying is, the devs evidently do not like that. They want you all to know that white man bad, and they kind of hate their audience. So they were talking about possibly pulling a Joker 2 kind of thing in the
Were
next.
they actually referencing Joker 2, or is that like a meme?
No, the devs themselves are saying that people aren't playing the game that they want them to play it. They're not playing it appropriately.
It's
So
a,
so
it's
so
literally
right,
like a better fucking Telltale where choices I
right.
think actually matter, or they might not. I don't know,
Right.
but still.
But this is one of those things where a dev can't get out of their own way and just allow for themselves to have success. It doesn't when you make a game, especially when you make a game based on choice, and the whole idea is like replayability. So why should you be mad if people play one way as opposed to the other unless you're really that up in arms about your ideology? And so because they do seem to be very ideologically based, and they've said the right things about hating the right people, given that this is a lot of journalists that vote on this thing. I think that'll probably give it a little bit of
It
an
could
extra
go to
push.
Claire Obscure too, because uh, I feel like that one could also be it, but it might just go Dispatch because
Right.
several other awards. But I
Right,
could
right,
see
right.
it
And
going
that's
to
and
Claire
that's my thought.
Obscure.
I can't imagine Claire's going to sweep everything. The fact that it's been nominated for more than anything else in and of itself is an award already.
Yeah.
So
For Best VR AR Game, the nominees are Alien Rogue Incursion, Ark and Age, Ghost Town, Marvel's Deadpool VR, and The Midnight Wall.
So I don't know any of these games. I know what Deadpool is, obviously, but
right,
like,
I said Deadpool because it's the only thing that I knew what the fuck it was, and I actually saw a commercial for it, and it
what
looked like
was
it
the
was
first?
done with
But Alien is like a really like the game
sure,
franchise of Alien is really respected.
sure.
The movies are obviously a bit iffy, but
Right. And so, yeah, I'm just saying, the only one that I know anything about is Deadpool, and it does seem to have the right kind of sensibilities and humor to it. Perhaps the same could be said for Alien. Alien might actually be really atmospheric and claustrophobic and
well,
all
if
the
it's
kind
a
of things,
horror game, like horror games do
but
wonders on fucking VR.
right. Well, I would imagine that would kind of have to be part of the sell. Is that the idea is that you're probably in some kind of derelict ship and you're getting chased around in a VR environment. So, but if it's not Deadpool, then it'll probably be Alien. But this is again another one of those things where I'm just not going to really care about it. I'm not too worried
I
one way or
probably
the
will
other.
know no one in this section.
Of the year, the nominees are Pedro, Kai Sanat,
Okay.
Moist Critical,
Okay, well I know these two.
Sakura Miko, and The Burnt Peanut.
Yeah.
I don't think the VTuber will win. I like just off the bat, I don't think she'll win.
Right. I mean, this is another one of those words that I'm just kind of like, I wish that they didn't have this
I'd
year.
want Kai
But
Cenat or fucking Moist Critical to win.
I suppose he's the only one that I'm really even familiar with. So I guess.
Well, Moist Critical recently completely turned off all monetization on his channel because he's set for life.
Right.
So obviously, like that's earned some respect from the community because he's not gonna take anyone's money
Right.
anymore because he literally could live off his wealth forever.
Right. But that is kind of one of those things where it's like, coming out against it when he's made all this money from doing it himself. It's kind of like it's easy at that point in time to kind of be like, hey, this is, but we all contain multitudes. We are
Well, he's
all
like
uniquely
Gold.
flawed.
They're both millionaires, but they
Right.
live rather modestly.
Right. So yeah,
Well,
him
Gold maybe a little bit too modestly, if you know what I mean.
the Roach King. What? Are you suggesting that he could hire a maid?
All right, next one. I might clip that for a fucking short.
Indeed.
All right, most anticipated game.
007 First Light, Grand Theft Auto 6, Marvel's Wolverine,
But
Resident
Wolverine was canceled, wasn't it?
No. It was just delayed, and then it is still in development. And is actually, and some people seem to think that it's actually going to be quite well. I can't say that I necessarily
I
agree with these people,
disagree.
but
Literally, the chick talked about about not hiring white people because it makes me
hmm
uncomfortable.
hmm
So,
well,
Evil Requiem,
I think
and
that one
The
was
Witcher 4.
that was on Wakanda. Wakanda did get canceled.
oh, okay, I'm mistaken
Yeah,
it too
yeah,
then.
but
Although I heard that the story of Wolverine will pretty much be like a Last of Us, where like they put Wolverine in the first game, then they
mhm,
kill him off, and then it's like his daughter or something.
quite possible. I could see something like that. It wouldn't shock me. But
This
it,
one obviously is going to GTA. It's like impossible not to.
right. It was also the most anticipated game last year, so it will probably win 2 years in a row.
Although I could see it going to Witcher because it did win last year.
Right,
Well,
but
no, well, anticipated in the sense that like we want to see how bad it is
right. But
because
I
like
think
we know what happens. We know that she became a Witcher, which like I like she's already godlike. Why does she need to become a Witcher?
right. Well, given that Grand Theft Auto 6 is not coming out until next November at the earliest. At the earliest.
It could be 2027
It could
too.
it could easily still get pushed back even further. So I think that they are going to give Grand Theft Auto an award, because they want to, and that's what this award is for, so that they can include Rockstar.
The best action adventure game nominees are Death Stranding 2 On the Beach, Ghost of Yote, Hollow Knight Silksong, Indiana
Perhaps.
Jones and the Great Circle, and Split Fiction.
I'm gonna have to go with Hollow Knight. Split
I don't
Fiction.
know. It might be in like so if the other throwaway goes to either Yotai or fucking Death Stranding, this one could be the other one that's a throwaway.
Well, I was gonna say if it's Split Fiction is the only thing that I would say is deserving outside of Hollow Knight. But you know, um, but does that mean that it necessarily will win?
Well, I heard like Split Fiction was actually good.
Right.
Like the like marketing was a bit iffy. Like it's about like what was it, lesbians or sisters?
No,
Like
no, no, no. They're two sisters. Because the guy who wrote the game, he has daughters, and so he wanted to make a game specifically, that his daughters could enjoy and stuff like that. So it seems well
when
intentioned,
it
well
came
meaning.
out, like
Oh
I
yeah, no. When it came out, I was calling it Split Friction. On first, on first viewing, because I was like,
well,
oh,
this is also
scissor
like
sisters, right? But
this is like same logic they did with fucking Battlefield 5, where like the director said, well, also it works in this one. It didn't work in Battlefield 5, but they said how, oh, my daughter came up to me and asked me why there isn't any like female soldiers in World War II, and so I gotta push it forward and put the
right,
idea
right,
forward.
right. But this is
This one
what
it works, so it's not like actual supposed like Battlefield has always been historical. Like these
right,
wars have always been actual like what they looked like. It's mostly
right,
men. Maybe like modern wars, like if they do like the Afghanistan war, they could include women and stuff. But
yeah,
when
oh
it
yeah,
comes to like World War II, it should be men. It's always been men.
right. But when you talk about what is best action adventure game, again, I go back to Death Stranding did not sell well enough. Ghost of Yotai, they might try to push
It
this
might be
over,
a throwaway.
but yeah,
I agree though. It should go to Hollow Knight.
but Hollow Knight is the thing that's the most deserving. Yeah.
For Best Role Playing Game, the jury selected Avowed, Clair Obscur Expedition
Avoid.
33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and The Outer Worlds 2.
See, for political reasons, it could go to Outer Worlds too. But when it comes to like the player choice, I feel like it gotta be.
If this
Like,
is, oh, sorry, continue. Finish your point.
I forget what game I'm talking about. Yeah, I think if it's player choice, like if they want to give one for the players, it'll be Kingdom Come Deliverance too.
Well, this is an interesting one because most of these games that are included here have had some degree of controversy.
Well, while I agree, Kingdom Come was more so related to the studio. Like, it's
Right,
still optional to be gay. Like, it doesn't
right,
matter. It's optional.
right.
But it's mostly because the director, whatever, David Vavra, whatever,
Yeah,
said, "Oh, well, it will always be like you can't be gay because like the char- like the like." It was like supposed to be historically accurate, but then he goes back on that for the second game. So that's more so to do with the studio than the actual
right,
game.
right. And yeah, so with all that stuff said, though, because we're talking about best role playing game, if for some reason that they do not win Game of the Year, then
I
this
don't
would
think he'll
definitely
win Game of the
then
Year.
well, no, I'm saying if Expedition 33 does not get Game of the Year, then
Oh, Expedition.
they will give it this. If it doesn't, and there's every possibility that it could win both, but outside of that, like for role play stuff, Outer Worlds 2 is a failure.
But
Like,
it gets the political vote though. Like
I suppose, but I mean, it is. I mean, they went out of their way to insult their
the
audience,
first one,
and it
mind
has
you, the
not
first
sold
one
well.
was pretty good. It was a bit
It was
like
all right.
it wasn't like people say it's straight up anti-capitalist, but no, it's actually they want to create a merit-based economy when they bring out these fresh new colonists who like actually will build businesses and build up infrastructure where like the old ones pretty
Right,
much they want to destroy the current government and like the current like businesses and rebuild new ones that are more morally based.
right. Well,
It's
see,
not like this anti-capitalist pipe
well,
dream like everyone thinks it is.
right. Well, I think that, more often than not, a lot of people complain about capitalism when what they actually want to actually go after is corporatism, because they are very different things. Capitalism is the idea that a small based a fair market is found through competition. Corporatism is I will buy you up and I will get rid of my competition, and you'll just have to deal, which is what we're living through right now, quite honestly. So when people are like late stage capitalism, call it what it is. It's corporatism. Corporatism is the thing that's fucking us over, because there's nothing wrong with people prospering from doing good business, but profiteering, that's something that you do when no one can stop you, and that's
Well,
corporatism. But anyways,
let's
yeah,
get through some of these like the
yeah,
like vast majority of them with
yeah.
like just saying what we think will win because we gotta get through this.
Kingdom
Indeed.
Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds,
Oh.
and 2XKO.
Fighting.
Capcom Fighting Collection 2, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and Virtua Fighter 5 Revo World.
I think you'll go Mortal Kombat.
I can't be too worried about
The
this
Legacy
one,
Edition, though.
but I suppose, but it is flawed and it does have bugs, and a lot of people are having trouble
Well,
with
what do
it.
you think?
Uh, if I had to go with one currently, what all were the choices?
Let me
I think King of Fighters was in there, right?
Yeah, King of Fighters. I
I'll go with
think.
King of Fighters.
Fighting Collection 2,
or
Fatal
Capcom.
Fury City of the Wolves,
Wait, was
Mortal
it?
Kombat Legacy
think it
Collection,
was.
and Virtua Fighter.
No.
So given that it's not there, then I will go with Capcom instead.
Okay.
Fighter 5 Revo World Stage. The nominees for Best Action Game are Battlefield 6, Doom the
Battlefield 6 is not. I mean, it has a campaign. I don't think it's an action game.
Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance.
Either Ninja Gaiden or Shinobi, one or the other. I couldn't say.
I think I
specifically 'cause haven't
agree. I
played them,
didn't
but
play them. I didn't play them, but I think it'll probably go those.
Yeah.
Although Ninja Gaiden was a bad launch, so maybe not that one.
Yeah, so
Oh,
possibly
and
Shinobi.
brother.
accessibility are Assassin's Creed Shadows,
This one, it's already over. It's Assassin's.
Adamfall, Doom,
Here's your DI awards.
Adamfall was actually good though. Like, I didn't play it, but I watched a few people play it. It was actually good.
Right. But
Doom the Dark Ages, EA Sports FC 26, and South of Midnight.
Yeah, it's going to.
this is going to be South. They will.
Next
they
up,
will,
Best Family
be
Game.
South of
The
Midnight.
Really, I think it'll go Shadows, but maybe.
nominees are
It'll be one or the other.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Bonanza, Lego Party,
Let me just say this before we get to the rest of them. If they're paying, if Nintendo is paying paying them off, it'll go to Donkey Kong.
Well,
If
there's not many Nintendo games even here, so I think this one's going to Donkey Kong.
Lego Voyagers,
just 'cause.
Mario Kart World,
no, see,
Or well, right, but this is going to Nintendo. So if Mario Kart World is here along with it, it'll be one or the other.
yeah,
Sonic
this
Racing
is-
Cross World,
yeah,
totally.
but Sonic Racing, I know that fucking Leon loves this.
Oh yeah. I know plenty of people that actually enjoy Sonic Racing, and I think it's probably even better game than Mario World. Mario Kart World or whatever but I still think that this is Nintendo. This is a Nintendo.
Okay.
and Split Fiction. The Best Sim Strategy Game nominee
So I love sim strategy games, so I'm gonna
are
deep.
The Alters, Final Fantasy Tactics, Ivalice Chronicles, Jurassic World Evolution
This one is what I want, but I know it's not gonna
3,
happen.
Sid Meier's Civilization
I know
This
7,
game was terrible.
Tempest Rising, and 2 Point Museum.
this one's an indie game, isn't it? It's not an actual
I
AAA
couldn't say.
studio.
The only one of these that I'm really even aware of is the Jurassic Park games.
I want that one to win, but I know it won't.
These games are nominated for Best Sports Racing Game. EA Sports FC 26, F1 25, Mario Kart
Dude, 2 fucking.
World, Rematch, and Sonic Racing Cross.
It clearly what they'll do is this one will go to Mario Kart World, the other
and the
one
other one
will
go to Donkey Kong.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Now
why.
the nominees
yeah,
in our 3
that's it.
esports categories.
That's why.
Starting
That's
with
why I said Donkey Kong. Now
Best
I'm remembering.
esports
yeah.
game. The nominees are Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, League of Legends, Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and Valorant.
I think it'll go Valorant.
It's fine for me. I mean, I can't
Nominees
say
for-
that I really give two shits about esports. So
This is
Valorant's as good as
esports
it is.
athlete.
Best
now.
esports athlete are Brock, Chovy, Forsaken, Kakaru, Mena RD, and Zywoo.
I'm-
it'll be the woman.
I abstain. I don't know who's going to win.
I don't
And for Best
know any of those
esports
people,
team,
but I'm saying
our
the
special
woman wins.
esports committee nominated these teams: Gen G League of Legends, NRG Valorant, Team Falcons Dota 2, Team Liquid PH Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and Team Vitality Counter-Strike 2.
I don't know.
I
Okay,
could
we're
really give two
almost
shits
done,
less.
but there are some creative game directions are.
Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
We've been saying most of them won't go, but I think this one will go to Claire Obscure.
All right. So here's the thing: if it doesn't get art direction, as I mentioned earlier, Death Stranding 2 is in here. This is they can literally get Hideo Kojima on the stage. I'm going all in on Death Stranding 2 on this.
Three,
Okay.
Best
Death
game
Stranding
direction.
2 on the Beach, Ghost of
100%.
Yotei, Hades 2, and Split Fiction.
I'm surprised we don't think Hades will win any of these, even though, like, because, like, when it comes to Hades, that one was, like, the first game was good, but the second game I know had some, questionable shit in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was, like, because, like, Aphrodite literally looked ugly as fuck when she's literally, like, one of the most beautiful gods
Right.
ever.
Right.
And now it's the big
Okay,
Best
I
Experience
don't-
Award.
yep,
Featuring
yep.
6 games as the nominees for Game of the Year.
Claire Obscure, Expedition 33 from Sandfall Interactive. Death Stranding 2, On the Beach from Kojima Productions. Donkey Kong Bonanza from Nintendo. Hades 2 from Supergiant Games. Hollow Knight Silksong from Team Cherry. And Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
And we don't even need to discuss it. It's going to Claire
This
Obscure, I
has to be.
think.
It has to be. It cannot be nominated for this many things and not actually get Game of the Year when it's all said and done with.
All right,
Yeah.
then next one. Then I want the oops, I closed it too soon.
No worries. Well, let's go.
Well, when it comes to the so when it comes to this trailer, we gotta like pause it very frequently. So
Yeah, no worries. Just let me know when you have that ready. For right now, I will, because our next little bit, I do believe that we are going to be discussing, of course, Fallout 2's impending season, where this is one of the scenes from the trailer that we're about to watch, and as we can see, I've got we got the
so we know that Victor plays a part somehow. So Victor's
Clearly.
showing up apparently.
yeah.
So
And
that
you
that
can
would
see the ghoul in the background, right there.
that would have to mean Mr. House is well, obviously Mr. House is still alive. We see him in the actual trailer, but that like when it so I think we just have to get into the trailer because there's so much I want to say.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got it ready and good to go.
It should be full screened, yeah.
All right. Cool. Let's take a look at this.
So I've seen a lot of things.
Why is it in Japanese? The fuck? Or whatever that. So first off, why are the king's ghouls?
This might be taking place after the events that we saw in
But
New
nowhere
Vegas.
in New Vegas does it say the thing gets nuked. Like it's not like we know the ending sides of New Vegas. When it gets destroyed, it's done through a chlorine bomb that the Legion does with the Omertas, which
Right.
means it wouldn't be like radioactive. It'd be a chlorine bomb that literally poisons everyone.
Right. Well, here's the interesting thing. Todd Howard, I think he did something stupid in saying that this is effectively Fallout 5. That is the worst thing he could have done. What he should have just said was this is an adaptation of the Fallout franchise. Some things might shift a little bit, and but the overall themes and the vibe and whatnot is going to be there. So that does make it a little bit troublesome, especially for people that are very deep lore. But I don't know that this game, or not game, but this series is made so much for the dyed in the wool, I'm here for Fallout and this is my thing kind of audience. I think that this is a little bit
Well,
broader.
that's the problem in of itself, though. Like appealing to a larger audience when your core audience is what you should be appealing to.
True enough. I can understand that sentimentality. And
I mean, so
but
Bethesda has been losing their shit ever since like fucking Skyrim. Skyrim had none of the RPG mechanics of Oblivion, and Oblivion had none of the RPG mechanics of Morrowind.
right.
Now, and then Fallout 3 to Fallout 4, they literally removed the skill system on top of making dialogue bullshit. So like Bethesda has been going through an identity crisis forever now.
Oh, for quite some time. But but this is one of those things where I mentioned it last time we talked about Fallout. I very much enjoyed Watchmen as a graphic novel, but I also enjoyed Zack Snyder's movie, and it does have, for a lot of people, one of my friends, he was completely, just put off by the ending. He's like, they don't have the space squid. It's terrible. It's like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It didn't follow
Well, there's
exactly,
something I
but
wanted to say that like I didn't say before, right?
mhm,
There, like I only did the minor RPG breaks last show.
mhm,
Like there are so much shit that's wrong, and some major ones too. For instance, literally they moved Shady Sands across the desert to southern fucking California versus northern.
right,
Shady
right.
Sands was in northern California. Now it's outside the boneyard.
Right. So again, this is where I think that Todd Howard didn't do himself any favors by trying to say that this is canonical lore. I think that it would have been better just to say that this is an adaptation based
I
on
agree. It should
Fallout.
have been just been an adaptation.
Right.
Another problem I had with the show, we're gonna get into the rest of the trailer, but
Yep.
well, another problem was Sinclair. He Sinclair is a tragic story about a like billionaire playboy who fell in love with this woman, and like the guy, his supposed friend, is using the woman to steal from him.
Hmm.
And so he's not this old man that's the CEO of fucking Big Mountain. Mind you, Big Mountain is a government facility. It's not a fucking private institution.
Hmm. Hmm.
It literally uses Chinese Americans as guinea pigs for testing.
Right. So yeah. So I hope that at some point in time they kind of go back on the whole thing of like, oh, this is canonical lore. This is effectively Fallout 5. Because yeah, I think that is a stupid way
None of
to.
my criticisms
But
would ever be care. I wouldn't care if it was like the fucking Halo show where it's not canon to the
right,
games.
right, right, right. I mean, that had its own mess of problems, but none of them having to be actually messing with the games themselves. But yeah, this was a not a good call on Todd's part to try to sit here and say, oh, it's lore accurate when it's not. I do
We
enjoy
got
it though.
another bot. These
Yep.
people.
Yeah.
Are you? Oh, you're not on Twitch, so I thought I could mod you, but I don't think you're on it. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's keep going though.
Crazy things.
So they're not just regular ghouls; they're actually feral.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll give it to them. The red scorpion looks like it belongs.
Unnatural things.
In the game.
But good people? No.
That girl I met.
I would be.
So another thing I didn't bring up last time,
Mm-hmm.
the master somehow misses 4 vaults. Mind you, 4 vaults directly outside the boneyard, which is his territory. All the super mutants go in and from the boneyard. But you're telling me for however long the master was operating, he missed 4 vaults in his territory.
Yeah, it is not perfect. It's certainly has some issues.
Mind you, he couldn't find Vault 13 because it was in a freaking cave. These are on the surface in the open.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
A good person too if I grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm just, it's I like I say, I understand that there are specific logistics issues and things like that within this. I'm doing my best to kind of just I'm disconnecting it from the games, even if Todd Howard isn't. Which, as I said, I think
This
that is
is like
foolish.
the
But
logic with Star Wars. Like the Disney sequels aren't canon, but I can't live in like I'm not saying you're in delusion, but like I can't live in that like make believe world where I believe like oh this isn't canon to the games because
well, within something like Star Wars, to me, it's a little bit more difficult because they're all movies, right? But for this, to where it's just kind of like, oh well, if you were to have kind of a run on somebody's never played Fallout before, right? But you want to get them interested, be like, hey, check this out. You know, this is kind of what the vibe is. And if you like this, then you should definitely play the games, because the games are even better than this. Is
Well, you know they might be remastering Fallout 3, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
And meanwhile, everyone would want New Vegas remastered, but I
Uh-huh.
don't think they can do it.
Right, right.
They would actually like change like wait, no, they wouldn't change stuff because the company who done it isn't identity politics brained. They actually like wanted a authentic, like, mind you, besides the like what by type 1 and 2 and the Oblivion remaster, everything was the same. Like
Mm,
it didn't matter. Like it was all still the same. Even the quests where you play as a woman and take advantage of men in one of these quests, or if you're a man, you get taken advantage of pretty much. That's still the same. It's body type 1 or 2, and it's dependent on that. It's not like they made it so you could either be taken advantage of or not. Like it's still the same. So
right.
I think when it comes to the 3 remaster, it'll stay the same. Like you'll still be able to sell a kid into slavery, which you could do in 3. So like obviously like it'll probably all still be the same. And then if they do New Vegas, I think it'll be the same too. But
Mm-hmm.
To some cozy little impenetrable home. You have to steal and stab and fib all the goddamn time just to get by.
no, I don't really have nothing to comment. I'm just pausing for the
Yeah,
fucking
no worries. Yeah,
like
for the powers that be.
if this was Disney, it wouldn't matter because apparently
Right,
they're really good about people reacting to the trailer. But
right. Yeah, I will say, Ellie Purnell and
well,
Walter
she apparently
Goggins.
actually played the games too.
Yeah, yeah. So
Apparently.
yeah, and so far of the the 3 leads, and I would even call them 4 leads, because her brother, as we just saw, when you get further into the first season, he does seem to be having more of an emerging story, even
I'm
though
gonna
he,
be
he's just
honest. Maximus is the most shittiest character ever.
of them being here, he is probably the weakest, but his weakness in that is kind of
Dude, he's glad his friend got. Also, mind you, so the Brotherhood is all about procreation. They
mm,
don't believe in taking new members. So the fact a adult member of their organization, not a kid, mind you, an adult, doesn't know what sex is beyond me.
right. Well, again, this is one of those things where it's like trying to tie this too much into the games has caused them some issues, because the way that the Brotherhood of Steel is written in it is not necessarily reflective of the way that it is in the
Well, it
game
depends
series.
with Brotherhood because like
Right.
the Fallout 3 Brotherhood is all goody two shoes and it's the outcasts who like believe in the original thinking.
Right. Right.
But also, the Pridwin being on the West Coast now. I'm sorry, but how do you have enough fuel? Like, I could have believed they built it and made its way to Boston,
All right.
but all the way to the West Coast when literally there's very little fuel of any kind, mind you. Like uranium is very rare too. It's not like a common mineral.
Mhm.
Like by default it's not common. Coal is more common but it's less effective.
All right. Yeah, and they make it look like the vertibirds are fairly commonplace day-to-day usage. So
They didn't know
it's
what a Burbird was until the Enclave of like started their move in Fallout 2.
right. Right. Yeah. If there are any kind of real issues within this, not to say there aren't small ones, but the more glaring ones are kind of like the stuff with the Brotherhood and things like that. But
Also, now they're like some cult apparently. Like they're weirdly religious when they weren't before. They just like they believed in protecting humanity from itself, whether it be like the synths or the fucking like the bombs or
mhm,
whatever.
mhm,
Or FEV in particular too. They believed in like not producing any like FEV is the so when it comes to Fallout 3, right? Or sorry, 4. The the fact they destroy the Institute is bullshit. They would much rather capture the Institute base and uncover all their technology, but they destroy it in 4.
Right.
When it comes to FEV, I 100% think they would destroy FEV labs because that is the technology that they hated since the beginning with Arthur Maxon. Or I think it's Arthur Maxon, the first Maxon who created the Brotherhood.
Right.
So let's just
Press
exactly
on.
is it you plan on doing once we find your daddy?
wait. What? Oh, I thought
Gotta
it
bring
was.
him to justice. So people know that how they conduct themselves matters. And they don't give up hope.
The stuff we
So this is Camp Golf. If you, I'm not sure if you
Fight
know
for?
New Vegas though.
story has
Oh,
it, we
yeah.
used to believe in those things too.
So clearly the NCR is still in the Mojave,
Mhm.
even though it wouldn't, or at least remnants of the NCR, because apparently it's completely destroyed even in their own territory. From nuking one city, mind you, they have 4 others that are considered states, and then fucking several other smaller communities, but one city gets nuked and it's all gone.
I wasteland for 200 years. I've kept my
This has to be some vault. I'm not sure which one.
alive for one reason.
Yeah.
So they're exploring a Mojave vault, mind you. So so it doesn't look like it's the plant one that has all the plants out of it. There's some moss, but it doesn't look like there's like plant-based like fucking plants and stuff. Or not, sorry, not plant-based plants, but like these like man-eating Venus flytraps and stuff.
Right.
To find my
To be fair, it could just be some vault. It doesn't even necessarily have to be one that is within.
Then they would need to explain why it's not in New Vegas, because that like it needs it, if it's not one of the because it's just you need to if you're in a location that has been well discovered where like we know every vault also I think it's stupid that they made 4 new vaults on the West Coast in California when we have so much we can discover the boneyard outside of it on the world map, and there's no vaults like that. They just add it out of the blue.
Well, again, this is the problem of Todd Howard saying that this is lore accurate.
Yeah.
Well then,
I'm so confused. So he's hugging his daughter like the bombs drop, but they were dropping and she was on horseback with you. So is this like where the mother takes like? Is this where the divorce?
I would assume that they get back home, and she basically says that he's not getting into the vault, and he's going to be left onto the surface to suffer. Because
Also,
she,
mind you, someone, so Moldaver, right? She's someone who's over 200 years old, apparently.
Mhm.
Isn't she the Vault Tech CEO or something? Or
no,
is that
no,
his
no, no,
wife?
that's his wife.
Okay, who's she? I didn't like. I just
She is the person who's the head of the Communist Party. That is
No
trying
joke.
to
Oh
Moldaver.
my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. So,
First off, the entire idea there's a communist party in America because we literally outlawed it. You can't be a communist.
right, but that's the whole rub, is that, you know, like, this Communist Party is under the surface, but she also works within Vault Tech to some degree, I believe, and so it's because when he meets her, he goes to do a thing at Vault-Tec. She happens to be walking through the hallway and gives him this card. One of his art friend, or one of his actor friends, is talking about going to this meeting, and so that's who she is. But yeah, she's tied into that, and so my assumption would be, because she has Walter Goggins' character, the Ghoul, when he's still just, you know, because he is effectively, he's Pip Boy, right? So when he's
I don't know how he doesn't have the white
well,
well he's fucking balding, but he's Pit Boy with the blonde hair.
Right. So he's the guy that all the advertisements are, you know, built around and everything like that. So When he is doing the stuff for Vault Tech, this Moldaver, when you get into the later episodes, season 1, she wants him to bug his wife and learn more about what's going on.
So,
and
if
all.
for all we know, it could have been the communists who dropped the bombs because she was listening in.
You know, I suppose, but ultimately,
Because I always thought, like,
what his wife was saying was that they wanted to ensure that, you know,
the
Vault-Tec
experiment took place.
Vault-Tec basically did this as a way to ensure that they would be able to be the most profit, like they would win the corporate
Also,
wars
there's
effectively.
literally no profiting in the nuclear apocalypse, which is a dumb concept in
Well,
the first place.
right, but it's not even so much about profit; it's about power, and they just wanted to win. Is kind of what it gets down to. So that's one of these things when you think about, you know, what is money? Money is a means to an end, and power is ultimately the thing that most people
Also,
crave.
literally another big problem. Mr. House predicted the end of the world. Now they're saying he knew of a plot for the end of the world.
Right. Well, he's there in the meetings.
I know. I saw the meeting, but like,
Yeah.
it's like, so no, you can't predict it, but also know of a plot. I feel like one supersedes the other.
Well, you see, that's kind of one of those things about the difference between what people see on the surface and what lies beneath. And so this is, you know, again,
So he's lying to you. He's lying to you in the game. Then
again, this is one of those things where the issue is that they went and said that this is lore accurate, and you could slot this in for Fallout 5. That right there is the biggest problem with this series, is that Todd Howard doesn't know when to shut the fuck up and just allow a thing to exist within the motifs and the themes and the vibes, but not actually be the thing.
Yeah. Let's keep going because we have like 30. Well, what is it? Oh yeah, 30 minutes.
We got about 30 minutes left. We'll get through this, and I don't think we're going to spend
Oh,
too
yeah, I
much
need
time.
to hear that voice again. It sounded like a super mutant.
Yep.
You're gonna need friends.
Mm-hmm.
That they might make Marcus appear. That might be Marcus.
There's
Quite
a
possible.
war coming.
Yeah. No, because they're showing the Brotherhood. It wouldn't be Marcus. Is that just some like voice
that could have been one of the guys in the Brotherhood's voice modulator, because they do it does voice sound.
Also, now they have 2 Pridwins. They have no, not a Pridwin. That's the name of the ship. They have a Pridwin in another ship now. I'm sorry. How are they getting these resources?
That's a good question.
It's first off, there was a resource scarcity before the war, mind you. 200 years later, they're still somehow making new airship. I'm curious what these are exactly, because just pausing. So, is this supposed to be pre-war or post-war?
I understand we're discussing a civil war.
No, this is post-war. That's the brother. Also, is this supposed? Mind you, fuck this actor. Secondly, is this supposed to be Arthur Maxon from Fallout 4?
I couldn't say.
Because that is his battle coat that he wears in, well, kinda. It's low quality compared to the Fallout 4 version. Okay, so this is one scene. This is a damaged Securitron. This appears in Fallout New Vegas, right? Because in the big empty, this screen is actually in the game, mind you, on the Securitron. It means it's damaged somehow.
Right.
So before they even get into a fight, the Securitron is damaged from the start. And also, this, you obviously know that it's obviously upgraded. So obviously, like, the house got the platinum chip somehow. Or if it's the independent, so mind you, if it's the independent playthrough that's canon, because this kit guarantees that certain ones are canon or not. Showing this screen on the Securitron guarantees that Mr. House got the platinum chip or the player upgraded them for himself.
Possibly. And this, again, this is why, like I say, for me, just for my own mental well-being, rather than sitting here and having to wrestle with it, I can just easily
Well,
say,
that's the whole point
I,
of this discussion,
oh,
though.
I know, but that's where for me, like, to me, the easiest way to deal with this and reconcile it is Todd Howard is a dumb fuck. And he went and made a mess of things by just not allowing this to just be like, yeah, we made an adaptation and we have oversight, but ultimately, like, we have to allow people to be creative and do things, and as long as they
Also,
don't go completely 180 degrees from what we're doing.
Also, because it's upgraded, mind you, it has an auto repair feature. So either the auto repair feature is the one that's faulty, which is why it has the fucking the X of the circle, or it's just that something else is damaged and it's not the auto repair feature and it's literally just fucks with the thing. Another fucking feral ghoul fucking king. Also, making Mr. House a VTuber is the dumbest shit. He should have stayed a PNG.
Right. Well, again, yeah, I can agree that I think that making him virtual, but I imagine that they just did this because it's television is the medium. He's on a TV, so I assume that that's kind of the thing. Back when they did New Vegas, they could have easily made him into an animated kind of thing, but I
I
liked,
I
but I
really
think.
don't think it's like that. Like I understand it's like is somewhat like sci-fi,
Mhm.
although really it wouldn't be sci-fi because like it's just in the future. It's not like sci-fi in the sense that
Mhm.
it's high science stuff.
Right, it's retro
It's just
futurism.
like laser weapons and stuff doesn't make it sci-fi, but like mind you, I don't like TVs in this time period were like I understand this is like whole different technology than the average TV.
Hmm.
But like most stuff was still done over the radio, like news and stuff.
Right,
Like
right.
radio was still very much big. So like they didn't develop TVs that well.
All right. Well, within this framework, we do know that they at least have movies. They have VHS kind of,
How
or
do we I
something
thought they
similar. I know,
no, it's holotapes. That's the
holotapes,
storage thing.
right. But still,
It's like cassette tapes, I think.
right. But like I say, they're similar VHS. But the point being is that there is, because there is a scene in season 1 where the ghoul specifically goes and puts in a holotape into a TV, and he watches some stuff. Um,
I'd say when it comes to like their functionality, I think it's closer to a cassette tape versus like the VHS tapes because like cassette tapes was like wasn't it also used for general storage, not just movies and stuff?
sure. But what I'm saying is what we have seen in season 1 is their holotapes are quite literally like a VHS.
Okay. Well, also just adding, so we know Mr. House is still alive in the show, meaning the Legion playthrough can't be canon. The NCR playthrough can't be canon. So and then also the independent can't be canon because you need to kill Mr. House. So that literally means I mean I agree. I think Mr. House ending should be canon, but like that just guaranteed. They said they didn't want to confirm anything, but
Right.
all they're doing is confirming stuff at this point
Right,
in the trailer.
which again is the whole point on why it's like to uncouple this, they should have just had that this is an adaptation of Fallout as it is, and so there will be similarities, but there will be differences, and that would have made this a lot easier for everybody to go along with, I think, ultimately. But Todd Howard again is retarded and doesn't know when to just actually.
I think I'll just skip the where winds meet thing,
Okay,
and
no worries.
we can do that
Yeah,
next
you
the
do
week
that next time.
after
Yeah.
because like I think I do want to make the third video instead being the being the what's it called, the first section on like the Steam stuff.
Sure.
So let's continue and then we
Okay.
can end it after this.
They're actually beginning to get
So this has to be some like motel or something in the either near the strip or something. Like this looks like a motel.
Oh yeah, that looks very much like a Vegas.
Also, I'm
This
sorry. This should not be a thing. There should not be a Legion fucking thing this huge unless you're teasing that the Legion is still functioning under Lanius. So Lanius must still be alive, and you talk him into retreating and coming back when he's stronger.
Yeah, I can't remember what year we're in
It's
this
like
series.
2296, I want to say.
Yeah. But yeah, I believe this does take place a good while after New Vegas.
If
So
Lanius is not still alive, then they need to describe how it's not a bunch of warring, bickering nation states the Legion became.
right. So yeah, there certainly are issues here that again, this Todd Howard, he's an idiot.
Also, watch them just make it like there's no nuance to the fucking Legion. How like their rule of law was actually like somewhat good compared to like fucking NCR, where like you could be killed and like literally they have fucking the caravans killing other caravans that they're competition with. So,
Yeah, I
so
don't know.
like they'll take away the nuance of the Legion kept its roads safe. It was a functioning government of sorts, but then they'll just keep all the bad stuff like the woman misogyny, all that.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of why I just try to watch this thing for its own merits. I
Well,
went into
but when it comes to Amazon, sometimes they in the second season they include all
yeah.
the politics that they did in the first.
This could very well go sideways. And I went into this, when I knew we were going to start talking about this, I was like, well, I should probably watch Fallout Season 1. And I was not even interested in watching it. I went into this,
Well, they included some of the politics in season 1, mind you.
Right.
Like literally saying that communist is just a word they use to call people who they think is insane.
Right. And so but that's kind of what. But I'm willing to deal with that on a character level. That could just be a fucking retarded person saying something retarded, But is it there? Yes, in the thing and the audience.
We could make a bet on this, but like I feel like it is gonna be more prevalent that like with Mr. House still being alive, they'll bring anti-capitalism into this. They might with the wife showing up. No, not the wife. It's the other. Wait, no, it's the wife is the CEO. I'm mistaking the two again. They'll show the Moldova. Moldova is dead now, isn't she?
No.
She escaped.
Hold on. Let's see. I'm trying to remember the ending.
I thought she died because. I thought she died. Because...
Hold on. I think if I remember correctly, I think she gets shot in the neck.
I thought like the ghoul shoots her.
Yeah. So that did happen, and then but they go and they say someone else basically gets credit for it. So yeah.
No, it's literally Maximus who like always is failing upwards.
Right.
Several times throughout the show, he fails upwards. Let's be honest.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah, she will still be there within flashback stuff and everything like that. But Moldaver is kind of
okay. So we won't see because I think Moldaver was the one who said like that line and about the communists being a dirty word. Like I'm pretty sure that was her.
Yeah. And so yes, this is somebody who's just an idiot within the framework. Like she's not even. So that's where, like I said, when I first watched season 1, I went into it trying to shed my kind of trepidation, and I was very much like, oh, I don't know about this, and then I ended up actually appreciating the characterization and the actual aspects of the wider concepts of Fallout being adhered to. That doesn't mean that they got lore accurate stuff there.
I'd argue they got good for but like when
but
they
it could
they
go
praise
sideways.
so let me just say this. They praise everything Bethesda when it comes to the like the Pridwin, like ooh Pridwin.
Mm.
But when it comes to the older games, they're really bastardizing it really well.
Yeah, but to be fair, Bethesda I don't think has any kind of they don't have any sanctity for those first games because they bought it. That was Interplay. It was a different company when that
You
happened.
can't like then they need to
So,
say that these games are their separate continuity or something
uh,
because
again, this is one of those things. Todd Howard's a fucking idiot, you know.
like
So
I can agree that Fallout 1, 2, and New Vegas separate continuity from 3, like there could be some like change, like some interplay between them,
mhm.
but like they should be separate continuities then, do not fuck up
Right,
with each other.
right. That would be the easiest thing to go and say that that these things exist simultaneously together, but also separate.
Just so you know, I'm arguing that they should separate the old
Hmm.
interplay, even New Vegas,
Hmm.
from the Bethesda lore.
Sure. I'm picking what you're putting down, and that's kind of what for me to even actually appreciate what they got right. I'm trying to discount what necessarily isn't because I'm just sitting here saying to myself, ultimately, regardless what Todd Howard says, this is an adaptation, and Todd Howard's an idiot. That's otherwise I would probably be beating my head against the wall just along with everyone else. But I'm at least trying. I'm trying to say, this thing could have been so much worse. And the fact that it's not as bad as it could have been,
Well, as a
and
Fallout
but
fan, it
that was
is way worse than you
right,
think.
But that was also season one, so there is. All I'm saying is this thing turned out far better than I anticipated, and because of that, and I'm not saying it's perfect, but what I'm saying is when I went into this very much expecting to just be completely just and then I actually ended up enjoying it enough to where it's like, oh, I'll actually watch this again before season two, because the first time I watched it, at first it was just like I just need to get through this because we got to watch it for doing the stream here. But then as I watch it, I'm like, you know what, I think I want to actually just watch this again in a way that I can kind of maybe dig into it a little bit deeper and see those things
Well,
that anyway,
let's
yeah.
yeah. Well, so also we have to. How are they bombing this exactly? First off, do they have like? Mind you, there are working howitzers in New Vegas. So either like this is like the boomers, like someone stole one of the boomers artillery and or this is just a planted bomb or something. But it could be the artillery from the boomers someone stole or something. So there are people who saying this this could be someone important in the Legion
Mm.
killing a legionary who was either like either like I mean, thinking this could be Vulpes.
I'm hoping, I think that having a few characters here and there that we know who they are and whatnot is not a bad thing, but it's
It
also a very
depends. It's
but it's
very
a tightrope, and so I'm trying to, again, this is
I
why I
my
just let.
reason for thinking it's Vulpes is like Vulpes also has like the not receding, like maybe it's receding, but like the short hair
Mhm.
and like it could for all we know be some like new Caesar or something. But
Possibly,
like
or
it's not Lanius. Lanius would never take off his helmet. The entire deal with Lanius, mind you, is that he is the myth and a legend.
mhm.
Like they fear him not because of what his deeds are, which are great, mind you. His deeds are great. They fear him because of his name, the monster of the East, which like he wants to portray this like that he's not human at all.
Right.
So he wears a mask that even in like the Mojave, they say he wears a human skull. They say all these sorts of things that aren't true because the mask is made out of metal, mind you. But
Right.
like
Well, then I would assume that I would hope then that this is a different character, because then that would be one of those things where that would be a giant divergence that would probably cause a lot
It literally be the equivalent of Master Chief take off his helmet in the show.
Sure, but again, that Halo series, as we mentioned, was very much the least thing that he ever did was even wear the helmet, let alone the actual suit. Even
Well,
you saw him in a sweater more than you actually saw him.
I gotta be honest though, this armor for the Legion, like this is too close to actual Legion armor versus like the sports gear they wear. It should have been closer to sports gear versus this like fur pelts and stuff I see there.
right.
It should have been like they don't like there might be like I think Caesar's armor is like made of like fur pelts and stuff, but there's not many animals anymore that have fur on them.
Right.
Well, let's keep going.
Try again.
Who's this supposed to be?
That is he is a traveling doctor of sorts. He's a chemist, and he just kind of shows up in various scenes. He's a traveling. He's a merchant. He's a traveling merchant.
Also, this like I understand that the show should be a much bigger than the game because the game had limitations.
Mm-hmm.
But like this looks destroyed. Like it doesn't look like it's operating anymore. Also, one second, I need to see the background of this shot because
No worries.
this
that
is literally
a
the
death
strip.
clock.
This is literally the strip. That's the Gamora sign.
Mm-hmm.
This is that's the Lucky 38 fucking thing out front.
Mm-hmm.
This is the strip and a death claw is in it.
Right.
So not only is the Mr. House canon, it must be canon because otherwise Mr. House wouldn't be alive. But he's not building this utopia of technology like he planned. He is literally a hermit now, locked in his house because Death Claws or something destroyed the strip.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that's the fucking stupid fucking NCR fucking power armor.
Right.
So this is Vegas, huh?
So is it destroyed or not? Why is there a Death Claw in the proper strip? I'm so confused.
There could be flashbacks going on. That is. I mean, again, this is a trailer, so and this series has
also,
a
I'm
lot.
not seeing any Securitrons on this wall, so clearly Mr. House isn't in control anymore.
Right. So that's what I'm saying is this show has a lot of flashbacks. Some stuff go back hundreds of years. Some go back like
But
months.
that was clearly like I feel like that has to be someone like I feel like why isn't it showing?
So this is Vegas, huh?
Oh, never mind. It's because I think that must be fucking Maximus finding new power armor. Like
Possibly. Here's the thing. Like I don't want to assume too much before seeing it because I think that that's because that's kind of what I did with the the whole idea of Fallout as a series in and of itself, and then I ended up actually being fairly surprised by it. It's like, oh, it's not perfect, but I've certainly seen far worse adaptations.
Well, so we know Mr. House, like we know that the showing of Mr. House in this trailer is post-war, like it's post everything in season 1, mind you. We know that because it's him in the power armor discovering Mr. House again. So that happens I want to say within some time frame from this screenshot.
Yeah.
So we know Mr. House is still alive by the time somewhere around when they get to the strip.
Right. Well,
but Mr. House is in control, meaning that he.
So we're going to be seeing New Vegas in a variety of time periods. Is my thought on this.
Well, I'm just saying the scenes we see, like of the so minus this NCR armor fighting the fucking the Death Claw, mind you, in the strip.
Mhm.
These two scenes, we don't see any Securitrons. We see a bunch of vagrants and stuff.
Mhm.
Which it's Freeside, so obviously there would be vagrants. Like
Right.
it's literally the slums in New Vegas,
Right.
but we don't see any tin can soldiers on the wall, meaning that either they're not blocking people from entering anymore, and it's open to everyone, or that Mr. House is no longer in control, but he's still in his tower locked in there. Because obviously, like, either the Securitrons are all destroyed after Hank gets there and kills Mr. House, or literally he talks to Mr. House, he leaves, he doesn't kill him, and like they have to, if he doesn't kill him, then they need to explain why there's no soldiers, there's
Well,
no.
again, this is one of those things where it's like I wouldn't stress myself too much before it. Just give it you got what, another week and a half and this thing comes out. So
I just like I understand that, like, your point of view, but like like as a very big
oh,
Fallout
I
fan,
know, and you are, that's kind of the thing. It's like, and I know for you, this is probably more vexing than because I appreciate Fallout. I like it. It's good, but um, it's not one of my, like, it's not one of my most sacred things. So for me, it's like,
listen, like, I'm actually autistic, and like
Mhm.
this is my crack when it comes to like my
Sure,
fucking my deep interest. Like, if most people got trains or whatever, this is my crack, my autist crack.
sure,
So
sure.
like this is very much like, I know you can ask me anything about most of the games. I don't know much about Brotherhood of Steel because I never seen gameplay of it. I'm not really interested in it. It might actually be the worst of them all, even Bethesda Fallout. But well, let's keep going. But we're almost
I'd
done.
ask why my
Indeed.
dad ran into a den of monsters, but he'd probably just tell me to shut the fudge up.
Well, that's pretty much it, I think, unless something else appears.
There might be
Oh, just
but
the
yeah, December
date.
17th, and then it's out. Yeah. So yeah, uh, yeah. I like I said, we've got a little over 3 weeks to go because it is December. It is November 29th right now. It'll be the first right next weekend. So yeah, about 3 weeks, and I'm not sure if this is going to release all at once like it did last year. I think that they probably might though, just because that actually I think did help it in the sense that you keep watching episode after episode, then as long as it washes over you, and it's kind of like most of it's kind of appropriate, then it's a little bit more acceptable than if you were to watch it episode by episode. Which is again why I'm actually at the point where it's like, oh, I actually do want to watch through this again, but do it slower and do like maybe an episode or two a day or whatever, and actually take the time to actually
Well, I
kind of think
miss
about
when like, this is just a minor critique, but like I miss when shows were like once a week
it. Mm-hmm.
instead of like released, like, because that's a problem with streaming. They no longer do, like, if they don't have faith in a franchise, they will release it all at once,
Right.
which is why I think they will do it weekly now instead of all at once.
I think that it was a big gamble when they put out season one, not knowing how it would be received, and I think that yeah, they
Mind
did just
you,
kind of drop it.
before
But
season one, their latest game was Starfield. It bombed, but
mhm.
before Starfield, it's 76, which is god awful. So like they were running up off the coattails of those two games, which are dog shit.
Right,
So it was really a gamble.
right, and so I don't know if they're gonna do like maybe one big drop like they did last time, or if they're gonna do one episode a week, or if they're gonna do like like here's the first 4 episodes, and then we'll do the next 4 episodes. It's really it could be anything, but depending on how they go about doing the release, though, uh, I I'm quite interested in actually looking into season two. And like I said, I will be watching. I've watched season one effectively twice now. I'll probably go through and actually watch it again a third time over the course of the next 3 weeks. slowly, episode by episode, to kind of like look for a little bit more of those kind of things that, for you, you can see them and you're like, this is glaringly obvious that this is a problem. And for me, I'm just kind of like, well, that looks familiar. That seems kind of like they got this and that. I played through the
Believe
games,
me, I
but
know
I
the
didn't.
lore of all the games. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
know everything.
right. And I don't doubt that. What I'm saying is, for me, I played the games and I enjoyed them, but but I haven't played a Fallout game in Jesus, like a decade now. Effectively,
Do you have
I
like
played
one and two on
I played
PC?
into Fallout. I played into Fallout 4, but I didn't even finish it because it was just like, this is not quite the vibe.
Do you have
It's like,
one and two on PC?
yeah, I've got 1, 2 tactics. I played Brotherhood of Steel back in the day.
I don't know how you even play that anymore.
But yeah, no, that was like back 20 some odd years ago when it first came out. I think it was on Xbox, and I rented it, as I recall, or I just got it because my I used to work in video stores, so I
Yeah.
just have access to things. So I played it, but and then I played all the way through Fallout 3. Really, really dug the living, loved everything about that. Played New Vegas when I was moving cross country, got to California. Myself,
Big mistake, huh?
well, right. Well, I you know what? That's a whole other tangent I won't get into here. But I played it in California, and didn't
Well,
necessarily.
this must have been like ancient California, like probably like 10 something years ago. Was it real? I don't think it was
It's
as
more like
bad as now.
this was like more like 15 years
Yeah,
ago, closer to
it's
15
definitely
years
not
ago.
as bad as it is now back then, though.
Well, I moved there during the year where they had like an economic downturn, and I couldn't even pay to get a job interview, and then that's what sent me
Oh,
up. That's what sent me up to Washington.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I didn't get to finish playing through New Vegas at the time, because I was just
So
I
I
was at
gotta
someone
say
else's
though,
house.
if you go, if we go in, if they do it episodically, or if we like wait a few weeks to a month until to cover it, I think you should play through at least the Mr. House ending of New Vegas.
Oh yeah, no, I do have because that's the thing, is like I played through
Because it's clear that that one's the canon, so you should probably like see what it entails when you
yeah.
play as Mr. House.
Oh yeah, no, like I said, I played New Vegas, but it's been so long ago, and I didn't get to play through all of the expansions and everything like that. I do have a copy of it on Steam now, and that is one of those things
Is
where
it the Ultimate Edition?
I would imagine so. Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like everything.
Mind you, it apparently they didn't win Game of the Year because they don't have a Game of the Year edition. It's Ultimate.
Right. But I do have interest in actually playing through that one again. But I've got to.
Well, if you can
it's a
do
matter
it
of finding the
before
time.
we cover it, like it should, like obviously we won't be covering it next time or the time after,
Oh
probably.
no! I mean, series 2 doesn't even start for 3 weeks, so at the earliest, that's like a month away, which gives me like a month to play through.
Well, you don't
Yeah.
have to do the DLC. It's just like just like for the basic info of what the house ending
Sure.
entails. Like
Sure.
you should do like the house stuff too, like because you can actually fail Mr. House's quest by doing
Mhm.
stuff like certain ways.
Mhm.
So I would really do it like the correct way, so you get the correct ending slides.
Right. Well, like I said, I will put it into my crib of things that
And
I've got.
if they release it weekly, then we clearly have enough time to cover it once like for you to play it once like it all finish airing.
Sure. Oh, right now, I have to play through Expedition 33. I'm trying to get. I've got a bet going with someone about who can actually finish it first. And I know Will wants to have a
Did
big
the other
conversation.
person start already?
No, actually, they have it, but I've only gotten right past the prologue, so
Yeah. Is it
so
long though? Is it like not Resident Evil, Red Dead 2 fucking prologue?
no. Its
That
prologue
shit
is
was long as hell. I stopped, like, I understand that Red Dead 2 is a good game. I stopped playing it after the prologue.
right. Well, I would say the same thing. Earlier when I was talking about Death Stranding, a lot of people said that this game's just a walking simulator because they never got to the motorcycle. Right. Once you get to the motorcycle, it's a completely different game. But I would say everything leading up to that is, in
Yeah,
a
but
sense, a prologue. But
my problem with that, we won't get too deep into this, but my problem with Death Stranding is I don't like that the boxes take damage really. Like if they even get remotely damaged, like it's like how you make money in the game, right?
Here's the thing. I'm really good. I'm awesome, especially at Death Stranding. So, the damage that happens are superficial damage, and then there's content damage. The containers can get damaged, but the contents, of course, are the things that you're actually shipping. In some ways, you are a future Amazon employee, where it's like, the outside box might be banged up a little bit, but you want to make sure that
You don't get any piss breaks.
right. Well, technically you don't, but you can take a piss while you're going. So, there's no bathroom so you just have to kind
Was
of
there
like
an
piss.
auto walk feature?
No.
Isn't it dangerous though? Like, isn't there shit that can kill you? And
Well, see, that's the thing is, all right, so this is one of those things about Death Stranding. Most people don't know how to play the game because they think that I just go from here to here, right? And going from here to here is going to be the quickest way to get there. So I want to go there, and I'm going to get there as quickly as possible because I just want to get through this game. No, what you want to do is you want to find a nice scenic route that's safe and serene, and you don't have to worry about all the bullshit, right? If you do that kind of stuff, this is like, you know what? This I could do. I've got a whole thing called death streaming that I want to work on, where I'll get into the psychology of. So we are trying to finish up here. So I will just say we'll get into Death Stranding talks in the future, because as much as you are about Fallout, that's the way I am about Death Stranding. So,
is there really much lore to Death Stranding though?
oh, there is so much. You could even argue that it encompasses aspects of Metal Gear.
So Metal Gear are you saying Metal Gear is canon to Death Stranding, kinda?
Well, so it entails concepts of a fractured, multifaceted state of reality, which is, say, a multiverse. And so you can
Yeah,
read
but
into
does
it
it
that,
incorporate Metal Gear Survive?
well, see, that's the thing. You know what? We'll have conversations
Because
about.
I wanted that game to do good, but like Metal Gear Survive sucked.
We can have conversations. I'll just say that we'll have future conversations. We'll get into this kind of stuff because I want to play Death Stranding 2 at some point in time once it becomes available on PC. And I have yet to play through Survive, but what I know of Survive and what I know of Death Stranding, you could argue that there is some kind of connection there. And that's all I'll say at this point in time. But
Why did that game in particular have to be canon to Death Stranding?
well, fractured states of reality.
It's just
that's all I can
dumb,
say.
though.
Right. But Metal Gear Survive is about a multifaceted crisis. So like
I just like it for its survival mechanics, really.
Right. But yeah, I'm not necessarily, there are ideas in
Gonna
Metal Gear
become like the many lore aficionados of Fallout and just make lore videos on Death Stranding.
Right. So yeah, there is stuff within Metal Gear Survive that when you look at what's going on in Death Stranding, you could argue that they are talking about the same kind of concepts, but considering what was going on with Hideo Kojima and the way that Metal Gear V ultimately ended up getting taken out of his hands and all the kind of stuff. But again, we should just
so game 2 could fucking be like, fuck this game. Like, I wanted to do something here. Fuck you, fucking developers at Kojima.
Well, that is kind of what I'm getting at, is that when he had certain ideas that did not get to be fully.
All right, well, let's get
yeah,
out of here. We can
yeah.
get into that some other
Indeed, yeah,
time.
just some other time. But yeah, they didn't get fully explored in Metal Gear, and he's still who he is, so he still wanted to explore that stuff. I'll just leave it at that.
I think he's a petty man too. Like I feel like that dude is like.
Oh yeah, Hideo Kojima, definitely very petty, very very petty. And as much as I appreciate him, I can objectively say that yeah, he's far from perfect. He is a petty king. Part of the reason that getting rid of David Hayter wasn't just because in Metal Gear V that.
Well, I forget who was that dude again. Was he someone popular at?
David Hayter is the guy who does the voice of all the various incarnations of Snake, other than Venom, which you could argue Venom is not actually Snake. He is a body double, so it kind of makes sense in that regard. However, David Hayter was being seen as kind of like, he was so directly associated with Metal Gear that Hideo Kojima got a little bit jealous. So you could you could say
got
that he
more popular than he was by being tied to it. Damn.
Right.
Also, it's so funny he needs his name tied to every game. Like fucking literally in the trailers they'll say a Kojima game.
Right. But yeah, with that said, though, we can revisit aspects of Metal Gear and Death Stranding and well into the future, just like the same with Fallout here. I think that those would be three things that we can constantly kind of lean on.
Oh, you'd be the expert on fucking Kojima games because I never played one.
Oh well, I would highly recommend. They are great stuff. But with that said, yeah, no, this has been a fun-filled day of conversation going over.
Fun for you, maybe. I fucking was fuming the entire time.
Well, I'm just saying, in terms of the 2 hours talking about Steam, talking about the Game Awards, all this kind of stuff. I'm just saying, for anybody who's watching this on VOD, or if you managed to catch it while we were live, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to hang out with us. I greatly do appreciate it myself. You can see me again tomorrow over on Will's channel, bright and early in the morning, 9 a.m. Eastern. We'll be doing a review of Red Dwarf Season 7, Episodes 5 and 6. And I'm there throughout the week at that time, 9 a.m. Eastern on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, bright and early. And then tomorrow evening, I will be with Toasty at 8 p.m. Eastern over on Rumble on her channel, where you can also find me Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays throughout the week there at that time at 8 p.m. And then, of course, right before we do this show on Saturdays, I do the Weekend Culture on Honey Badger Arcade starting at 11 a.m. Eastern. And then we will be back here again in 2 weeks, I imagine, for the next episode of the Jester's Act starting at 2 p.m. Eastern, as you should know, because you, in theory, watched this show when it first aired or started. And if you didn't, if you ever want to watch this going forward, start times at 2 p.m. Eastern. But it's great hanging out with you, talking about all this kind of stuff. But with that said,
I'm pretty much going to be continuing the gaming streams. I'm gonna want another thumbnail for Bannerlord for the War Seas update.
No worries,
because I bought the DLC, so I want to stream that on so obviously that's gonna be a plan in the future. I'm gonna make this into several videos and I think a short with some of the jokes I said here. But
indeed,
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, well, with that said, everyone, you all have a wonderful week going forward. Of course, safe travels ahead, and obviously, as I always say, be awesome as always. So, thanks, everybody. I guess in lieu of not actually having a legitimate ending, I'm just going to play out the intro, and we can see you guys all around. Thanks.
Step right up, let's laugh and fight. Heroes rise and fools take flight. Power levels, stats don't track. Plot